So this is my country table. So where if I go to records, I can see its columns generally as country ID, country name and other things. So now I wanted to pull country ID and country name concatenated and displaying it one single drop down. So for this, first we'll try to go with an activity. We are supposed to get all the records from this particular table. Once you got the data, you are supposed to look for each and every page and get first property and second property concatenated and to be maintained into a new property. So the final page list will be having that new property also. Now in our UI part, what we have to do is we'll take one drop down, and then for the drop down, we'll be defining this page list as the source, and we'll be given defining that new property as the option. So let's quickly do that. So I'm trying to create new activity. So fetch country data. So go for OBJ browse. So get the data from country table. So make sure whenever you're copy pasting the class name, it will be added with extra spaces. You have to trim it out. And you give proper page name, say country data as the page. So since you're trying to pull out data instances, PZ in this case will not be applicable, remove that. And pull out country ID and then country name. Okay, that's it. So we will be having one page list fetched out. So once we got one page list, next we are supposed to loop for each and every page. So if we got the data from table onto clipboard, I need not further go for activity. We have to make use of data transform. So in the same activity, let's call data transform and create a new data transform from here, maybe with the same name. So in this data transform, we are supposed to loop the existing page list. You know, the primary page for this data transform or activity will be PY work page, since we are calling it from a drop-down of a section. And this OBJ browse, whatever the data we got, it will be maintained outside PY work page. Hence, this page list information will not be understandable for a data transform, what we are learning from many days. So now I have to use that. I have to define it in pages and classes. So this will be referencing to code PEGA list. And this will be referencing to our country class. Okay, so now for each and every page inside that page list, we are considering this page list as the source for the new concatenating, right? You have to mark this checkbox. So now you have to set a new property. For that, you need not create the new one. So you can just make use of the existing or any OOTB. Say PY label is what I'm using. So for this, we have to concatenate country ID, place, maybe some hyphen, again place, and country name. So just for the sake of property pulling out, I'm using it in another step. That's it. So now we have to define this data transform from the activity. So that is anywhere done. Okay, so next we have to call this activity as the source for our dropdown. So let's quickly take care of UI part also. So I'm just taking one dropdown or maybe autocomplete, whatever it is. And for this dropdown, we have to define that page list as the source. Again, the primary page for this section will be your page, and the page list whatever you just prepared. So it is outside your page. So again, come to pages and classes. So define the same. So now come back. So for this particular dropdown, make clipboard page as the source and whatever you just defined. And we are getting this page list constructed by running an activity. And this is our activity. And within this activity, what are the pages getting generated? So we want to use PY label. So now simply submit it and just check. You can straight away check for the preview. You should get the output. So you can see all the IDs concatenated with country names and showing it like a single drop down, right? That's it.